Hello and welcome to Business 216 here at Highline College. This is Microsoft Office 365 video number 2, Windows Explorer and File Management. In our first video, we learned about Windows Explorer, and for this video, we will learn more about Windows Explorer and File Management. In this video, we will learn how to create folders. We will rename files and folders. We will move files. We will copy and paste files and folders. We will learn how to download files and verify the downloads. We will also learn how to backup your files and folders, and we will also learn how to compress our folders and how to unzip the folders. I will now close this using the red button up here, and if you have your USB, go on and insert it. I already have mine inserted, and I will use the keyboard shortcut to open that, Windows E. And right here is my USB drive. I will click on it so we can see the folders that we created from our first video. From now on, when I say you click on an item to open or to view it, it will always be a left click, and for the right click, I will always let you know, or I will mention that it's a right click. From our last video, we learned that the left side of the Windows Explorer, also called the folders pane, is where we can see the hierarchical structure of the entire computer, and we can use this to navigate on our drives and also to view our folders or to open our folders. And we also learned the collapse and expand buttons and how to use that to expand or to collapse our folders or our drives. On the right side, we learned that it shows the content of the items that is selected on the left side, and this can be a folder or a file. And we also learned that on the white area is where we use to create new folders, and we also learned that you can highlight the folders to delete, to cut, and to move them, or the files too. And if you double click on a folder, for example, if I double click that, we learned that double clicking the folder allows us to view the files or folders that are inside that particular folder. So for this video, we will start by creating new folders, and our new folder, we will create a new folder inside the 02 Excel file folder. So I'm making sure that I have this folder selected because I would like to create a new folder inside this folder. And I will use my mouse to click on the white space on the right side of my Windows Explorer. As we have learned, we use the white space here to create new folders. I will not use that button up here to create the folder, but I will use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl Shift N, and I have my folder created there. And because it's already highlighted, ready for me to rename that, I will rename this Day 2 Excel Files and enter. Now, once we have our folder here, if we come to the left side of our Windows Explorer, we can see now that we have the expand button here. And if I expand on that, I can see that this folder is inside this folder. And we can also note that it's indented. So it's good to note that a folder that is always inside another folder, it is always indented. So inside this folder, I will go on and create another folder. So I'm clicking to select that. And on the white area here, I will create another folder, Ctrl Shift N. And we have a new folder created, and I will rename this Day 3 Excel Files and enter. And now when I look on my left side here of our Windows Explorer, I can see the expand button, and if I expand on that, I can now see I also have the Day 3 Excel files inside Day 2 Excel file, and these two folders are inside the Excel file folder here. So the other thing I would like to show you is to rename a folder, and we can see that our folder here, 02 Excel file, is in singular, but we'll be putting files there. So we can go on and rename this. I will select that, and once I have it selected, I can use my keyboard shortcut F2. And you remember from our first video, the home key takes you to the beginning and the end key takes you to the end. So if I hit on the home key, I see it takes me to the beginning of that item. And if I hit the end key again, I see that it's taking me to the end of that item. So I will go on and add S there to rename my 02 Excel files folder and enter, and I have that renamed too. Not only are we able to rename our folders on the left side of the Windows Explorer, we can also rename our files or folders from the right side of the Windows Explorer. And as you can see here on my left side, any folder that is selected on this side, you can be able to see what is inside that folder on the right side. So if I select Excel files folder, you can see that we have the Day 2 Excel files folder inside that folder, and we also have 3 files inside this folder. So I will go on and show you how to rename the files on the right side of the Windows Explorer, and I will click to select that file, F2 to put that on edit mode, and I will rename this first Excel file. And enter. I will also rename this second one here. I will use my down arrow key to select that, F2 to put that in edit mode, and I will rename this second Excel file. You remember these are the files that we created on our first video. And enter to rename that. I will also rename this that file here we also created on the first video. So I will use my mouse this time instead of using the down arrow key. So I'm selecting using my mouse, and I will hit F2 to rename that, and I will rename this that Excel file. Enter. The next thing that I will show you is how to move, to cut, to copy, and to paste your files into a different location. You can either use your mouse to drag and drop, or you can use the keyboard shortcuts to copy and paste your files. But you need to be very careful if you're using your mouse, because if you drag your files in the same drive, it will cut the file from the original source and paste it in the destination location. And let me show you if we drag that Excel file here. I have it selected, so I will hold my mouse down and I will move this to Day 2 Excel files folder. So you can see once I drag my mouse, it's giving us a screen tip that says move to Day 2 Excel files. So if I release my mouse, you will see that Excel file will be gone from the original source, which is 02 Excel files folder, and it will be pasted into our destination location. So I'm releasing my mouse, and you see the file has gone, it's not here. But when we come over here to the 2 Excel files folder, we see that Excel file is here. So I want to show you if I'm still using my mouse and dragging this same file into a different drive. So I will undo this, and I will use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl Z to undo that. This is gone from here now, but when I come back to 02 Excel files, I can see the file has come back here. So I will still use my mouse. This time I want to drag this to a different drive so we can see the difference. So I'm holding that file using my mouse, and I'm dragging that to documents. And this time you see you have a different screen tip there. It says copy to documents. And because we are moving our file to a different drive and we are using the drag option with our mouse, it's copying when we drag this to a different drive. So if I release my mouse, you will see that the original location, that file will still be there, and when we come to our destination location, we'll still have a copy of that file. So I'm releasing my mouse, and you see we still kept that Excel file here in our original source, which is the 02 Excel files right there. So if I come now to our documents, which is the new drive that we dragged our file into, and I click on that, I see we have that copy of that file in this different drive. So you need to be really careful when you're using your mouse to drag your files from one drive to another. So I will undo this, and I will use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl Z. And if I come back to 02 Excel files folder right there, I still have my files there. So now I would like to show you if you are using the keyboard shortcut. So I will use the same file. I'm clicking to select it. And this time I will use the keyboard shortcut, Ctrl C. And I would like to copy this file to Day2 Excel files folder. So I'm clicking on that. And I will use the keyboard shortcut, Ctrl V to paste. And you see I have pasted that file there into Day2 Excel files folder, and you can see right there Day2 Excel files folder. So if I go back to my 02 Excel files folder, I still see I have that Excel file there. If I am copying my file in the same drive, if I use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl C to copy and Ctrl V to paste, it's not cutting, it's copying and pasting in the destination location. So let me go back to 02 Excel files there. So now if I would like to copy this file from my USB drive and copy that file into a different drive, I'll copy it again into Documents. If I use the keyboard shortcut, Ctrl C to copy that, and come here to Documents, select that, and Ctrl V to paste that. I see I have pasted my file there. And if I come back to my original source, I see my file is there. So I copied from this location to a new drive using my keyboard shortcut Ctrl C, and I pasted that using my keyboard shortcut Ctrl V. And also I used the same keyboard shortcut from the same drive, 02 Excel files folder. I copied that file and I pasted it in the same drive using the keyboard shortcut, and it is consistent whether I am copying my files from one drive to a different drive, or I'm copying my files in the same drive. So the next thing that I would like to show you, if you would like to select items that are not next to each other or items that are next to each other, you can use the Shift key to select items that are next to each other. So if I select my first Excel file there, hold down my Shift key and click to select that Excel file, the Shift key selects all these items that are next to each other, or it selects the items that are contiguous. If I only want to select the items that are not next to each other, I will use Ctrl key. So I'm using my mouse and selecting the first Excel file. Hold down the Ctrl key and select that Excel file. So you see that selects items that are non-contiguous or items that are not next to each other. And this works too if you have a Word document. And let me open the Word document to show you how that works. So this is our Word document here. And if I want to select the items that are next to each other, I can do that. So I'm bringing my I-beam cursor at the beginning of my first sentence here. Hold down my Shift key, and I would like to select all the way up to download. So I will make sure that my I-beam cursor is at the end of downloads, and click there to select, and you see it has selected all that portion. So if I just want to select the items that are not next to each other, no problem. In Word document, I can do that too using the Ctrl key. So I'm selecting the first item there, hold down the Ctrl key, select the next item that I would like, and you can see these are items that are non-contiguous, meaning they are not next to each other. Select that. And if I realize I needed to select something up here, no problem. I still have my Control key held down, and I will select that. And I can come here and select a different item there. So as long as you're holding down the Control key, you can select items that are non-contiguous. So that is in Word. In Excel, I'll show you how that works. Alt F4 to close this Word document. And I will open an Excel workbook file that I have here. So for example, you would like to format the products here and the quotas up here, which are your headers up here. With the Control key, you can do that. So select the first item, hold down the Control key, and select the other items that you would like. And I'm selecting these items right there. Select these items. I'm still holding down the Control key. And if I realize I also want to select the products, I can do that. Selecting that, selecting that, selecting that. And I can also select this cell that is up there. So select that. And I can do the formatting that I would like to do on only those selected or highlighted cells. So bold them. And you see, that's the way the Control key works in the Excel. You can select cells that are not next to each other using the Control key. And you can also use the Shift key to select cells that are next to each other. So if I select that cell, hold down my Shift key, and select this end cell right there, you see it selects all those cells that are next to each other. So in your email too, if you have a lot of emails and you would like to delete some, you can definitely use the Shift key or the Control key. I'll show you how that works. Alt F4 to close my workbook, and I can say save and close that. So let me open my email and I'll show you how the Control and Shift key will work in your inbox. So say for example, you have a lot of emails in your inbox and some of them you would like to delete them. You can do that using the Shift key. So I select the first email there and I hold down my Shift key and select all the other emails that I want. And you can see the Shift key, it selected all the items that are next to each other. So if I just want to select only items or only the emails that are not next to each other, I can do that using the Control key. So I will select the first email there, hold down the Control key, select that, oh, and I want to delete that too, and I want to delete that too. And with all these emails highlighted, if I hit the delete key on my keyboard or delete icon here, it deletes all of them. So that's the way you use the Control and Shift key in different windows. Now, let me show you how to use the keyboard shortcut to copy files into a different folder, but in my USB. So this time I will only copy 2 files. So I'm clicking to select the first Excel file there, hold down the Control key, and select that Excel file. And this time I will use the keyboard shortcut to copy, Ctrl C, and I would like to copy this in Day 3 Excel files folder, Ctrl V to paste that, and I have those 2 files pasted here. And when I come back to 02 Excel files folder, I still can see I have my first Excel file and that Excel file still there. So you see now the difference. Using the mouse, it moves, it cuts those files and pastes them in the destination location. Using the keyboard shortcut Control C, it copies those files, keeping them in the source location and also pasting them in the destination location. So that's the difference between using the keyboard shortcut and using the mouse when you're copying or when you're moving your files and folders in Windows Explorer. I will also use the keyboard shortcut to copy these files into a different drive from the USB to a different drive. So click to select the first file there and then hold down the Control key and then click on the that Excel file there And this time I would like to copy these files into a different drive, but using the keyboard shortcut Ctrl C, and I will copy this to my M drive, which is my M drive right there. I will use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl V to paste them, and you can see I have pasted these two files there, and I want to show you it is consistent with the keyboard shortcut. I have these two files there inside the M drive right there, and if I go back to my USB 02XL files folder, I still have those two files there. So whether I'm copying my files and folders from my USB to another folder in the USB, or if I'm copying my files and folders from my USB to another drive in my computer, if I'm using the keyboard shortcut Ctrl C to copy that and Ctrl V to paste that, it's consistent. You can also cut your files or folders and paste them in a different location. And this time I will just get the second file here, and I will cut this and paste it in a different folder. So I will use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl X to cut that. So Ctrl X. And once I do that, you see the icon here is grayed out, meaning it's ready for me to paste this to the new location. And I would like to paste this to Day 2 Excel files folder. So I will double click to select that, and I have it selected here on this side too. And I will Ctrl V to paste that in Day 2 Excel files folder. Ctrl V. And you see I have that file in Day 2 Excel files folder. So if I go back to my original source, which is a 02 Excel files folder, I do not have the second Excel file here. And the reason, because I used Ctrl X, which I was cutting that file, and Ctrl V, I pasted that file in this location. And no problem, if I want to undo that, if at any time you've made an error and you would like to undo that, you're like, I don't want it here, there's a magic key that you can use, Ctrl Z, and that undoes that. And if I go back to 02 Excel files folder, I can see the second Excel file there. You can also delete your files and folders. So when you're deleting, if you right click that and if you click delete, those are how many steps? So right click, select delete, and then select yes. Those are 3 different clicks. So I will click on them. But if I have the file or the folder that I would like to delete, I click on that, and I just hit the delete key on my keyboard, and that's just 1 click, and I can go on and delete that. So you need to be very careful when you're deleting any folder or any file from your USB drive, because that will permanently delete this file, or you will permanently delete your folder, and there is no way to recover that. And you can see here the dialog box is confirming or asking you, are you sure you want to permanently delete this file? And this because once you delete this file, there is no way to recover that. So I will go on and hit enter or click yes, and that is gone. There is no way to recover that. But if you're deleting from any other drive, if you're deleting from the desktop or from your documents, that goes to your recycle bin. And I can show you the recycle bin on my computer. So I'm scrolling down. Here is my recycle bin right there. So from your recycle bin, if you click on that, and you can see the files or the folders that you have deleted, and if you would like to recover that, you can recover that files or folders from your recycle bin and restore them. Now, if you have files that you would like to download and save them in your USB drive or save them in Windows Explorer in your desktop or in your documents, no problem. You can definitely do that. And I'll show you how to do that using different web browsers. And I will start with the Google Chrome. So in our paper website, and I have a handout here that I can go on and download this and save into our USB. If you right click on the document that you would like to download, you get a drop down menu here and you can select Save As. And if I go on and click to select that, the Save As dialog box opens, and I will go on and select where I would like to save that. So I will save that in 02 Excel files, and I would like to save that in day 2 Excel file. So I have that as same name. I'm not changing the name, and I'm making sure the extension is correct. I'm not changing any extension. It's a PDF. So I will go on and click on save or hit enter, and I have saved that. If you're using the Mozilla Firefox web browser, you can also definitely download your files using that. I will close the Chrome and open the Mozilla Firefox. So close that. And I open Mozilla. This time I will get class 02 Windows Explorer for file management. I make sure I'm getting a different file. So I will right click on that and the drop down menu opens here. And I will click Save Link As. And again, the Save As dialog box is open here, making sure I'm selecting the correct location. 02 Excel files, and I would like that in day 2 Excel files folder. And I can see the first PDF file that I downloaded, and this time I would like to save this one in the same location and same extension. So hit enter or click save. We'll go on and close that and open a different web browser. This time I will open Internet Explorer. And I still have our people website open. This time I will get the 03 create logical system of folders. So right click on that again because I want the PDF. And this time you notice the drop down menu here is different. It says save target as. It's the same thing as from Mozilla and from Google Chrome, save link as, but this time it is save target as. So I will click to select on that one. And again, you see the Save As dialog box is open. Make sure I have my location correct. Day 2 Excel files folder. And I have my 2 PDF files that I have downloaded, and I'm saving the third one here. So click save. I now have that saved, and I'll go on and close this web browser too. I would like to verify if all my 3 PDF files that I have downloaded are saved in the location that I chose in my Windows Explorer. So as you can see here, this is my USB drive, and I know I saved them in Excel files folder in day 2 Excel files folder. So double click to select that, and I can see all the 3 downloads that I have there. The extension is PDF. With these files and folders that we have in our USB drive, I would also like to show you how to back up that. And you can back up that in a different USB drive. You can back up that on your desktop, or you can also back up on the cloud storage. And the reason why you would back up your files is, for example, if you experience a system crash, or you have a hard drive failure, or probably your USB gets corrupt, you will still have your files saved and backed up somewhere. Or probably another reason would be for you to archive your files and folders. Now let me first show you how to back up on your desktop. So I'm backing up the 02 Excel files folder, and I will copy this to my desktop, the entire folder. So I'll use my keyboard shortcut. I'm making sure that I have that folder selected. and my keyboard shortcut Ctrl C. Now I make sure that I have my desktop selected and Ctrl V to paste that. And you can see I have my 02 Excel files folder here inside my desktop. So if I double click to open that, you can see I have my files here and I have the other files here that we downloaded from our people website. And also if I come back to my USB, I still have those files and folders inside my 02 Excel files folder. I can see I still have them there. I still have that there. So I have backed up my folders that are inside my USB into my desktop. So next I'll show you how to back up this in a different USB. So I have a different USB that I will go on and insert into my computer. I have that inserted and you can see the name of my new USB is right here, Mary Business, and the drive is E, and I also have the other USB here and the drive is F there. They are both listed there. So I would like to back up these files that I have inside this folder into this USB. So again, I will use my keyboard shortcut, making sure that I have that folder that I want to back up selected, and Ctrl C to copy that, and then I want to back it up inside that USB. So Ctrl V once I make sure that I have that selected, and I can see now I have my folder inside this USB. So that is the folder that I have backed up here. And if I come back to my source location, I still have my folders there and I still have all my files inside there. And I also have a backup in this USB. I have them there and I can double click to show you that they are all there. You can also back up your files on the cloud, which means you'll be able to have access to your files at any time and in any location as long as you have access to the internet. And since you are a Highline student, you do have a free Google Drive and you can use that to back up all your files. So I will show you how to do that. Let's open the Google Chrome web browser and I will search Google Drive, enter, and once you search the Google Drive, you can see I have the option here to sign in. So I will go on and sign in. I have my account here and it's the Highline account, and you can use your student account to sign in. So sign in using your student email address and the password that you use to access your student's email. Use that to sign in. I'll go on and sign into my account. And once you're signed into your Google Drive, you can use this icon here on your right that says Google Apps. Click on that to open. And once you open, you can see the Google Drive here. So you click on the drive to open that. And now you can see I have my Google Drive here and I have all the documents that I have stored on the cloud here. So to back up your files here on the cloud, bring your mouse here to this arrow next to my drive and you click on that arrow. It opens for you a drop down list here. You click to upload the folder. If you do want to upload a file, you click here to upload a file. In our case, we are uploading a folder, so I will click upload folder. And then it's opening for me a dialog box for me to locate where I have saved my folder. And I know it's in my USB F drive, and I know I want to upload the 02 Excel files folder. So I'm clicking on that to select that, and I can see that folder listed down here. So I'll go on and click this upload button over here. Click that. I get a message here, upload 7 files to this site, and this is exactly what I want to do. And I'll go on and upload, and I can see here that it's uploading. and it has finished uploading. I see that there. I can close that and I can see my folder right here. So I will open that to see if all my files are here, just to confirm. Double click that and I see my files are there. I want to double click this folder too to see what is inside there, and I see I have my files that I downloaded from our people website. They are there, and if I want to open this folder too, I will double click to open that and I can see I still have my 2 files there. So I have all the files in the folder and they are all backed up into my Google Drive. Now with all the files that we have created and saved in our 02 Excel files folder, if you would like to share this, then you would have to attach different files separately, but you can zip your folder and email this as one attachment. And actually for your first test, you will create a system of folders and send that to me as a zipped folder. And so to zip your folder, select the location that is above your folder, and you can see in our case here it's our USB drive. And once we select that there, we can see the folders that are inside our USB drive from the right side. So to zip, we zip from our right side, and I have my 02 Excel files folder right here. And to zip that, I will right click that, and I have a drop down menu open right there. So I will click on send, and that opens for me another drop down menu right there. And I will go on now and select a compressed zipped folder. Click on that. And once I click on that, I see I have my zipped folder right there. It has the same name as 02 Excel files, and this is the same 02 Excel files. So these 2 folders have the same name, but you can see one is zipped and this other one doesn't have a zip. So I don't want to change the name. I want to leave it as that. So I will hit enter, and you can see we have the zipped folder 2 on our left side of our Windows Explorer, right inside our USB drive, and you can see up here also the path of our USB drive. So let's say if you receive a zipped folder, you would definitely want to unzip that for you to be able to view the files and folders that have been sent to you. And so to unzip your folders, make sure that you have selected the folder that you want to unzip. Right click on it, and then from your drop down menu, click on extract all. And then for our case here, because our original folder has the same name, we'd like to put this in a different folder or name our folder differently. So I will put a dash there and I will add downloads. And I also want to make sure that this box here, show extracted files when complete, is unchecked. And then I'll go on and extract my folder. Click on extract right there. And now you can see here I have my extracted folder, the same name here, but we renamed it with the downloads to differentiate these two. And we can see we have the original folder right there. We see our zipped folder and the one that we have just unzipped right there. And also you can be able to see that too from the left side of our Windows Explorer. Inside our USB drive, you see the original folder that we zipped, 02 Excel files, and then you see our zipped folder 02 Excel files right there with the zip, and then you see the one that we have just unzipped, 02 Excel files downloads. This is the folder that we have just unzipped. And so that is a lot of good skills that we have learned in this Windows Explorer and file management video. We have learned how to create new folders inside another folder. We have renamed our folders and our files. We have learned how to copy, to move, and to cut files from one location to another. We have also learned how to delete the files. We've also learned how to back up our files and folders. We backed up our folder in a different USB, and we backed up our folder in the desktop. We also backed up our folder in the Google Drive right there. So that was a lot of great things that we have learned in this video, and in our next video we will create a system of folders using a Windows Explorer. So see you in our next video. Thank you.